to do some dashing. This is James. I'm the Rambling Dasher, and yeah, I hit the start button about 4 or 5 minutes ago from the house, and nothing happening so far. So we'll get out there and see what we can figure out. Try to make some money, take some people some food today, and this is a Tuesday, so it's a short day, so it should be like 2 to 3 hours, maybe a little bit longer if I accept a late dash or whatever. But try to get home, fix some dinner, spend some time with the kids and all that fun stuff. So trying to get a lot of things going with, I got a lot of stuff for work, got a lot of stuff for personal work and personal, so I can make sure that when I go on this trip abroad and I'm still working remotely from there and I have everything lined up, I really need to start looking at what I'm going to be doing while I'm gone. One thing I know is like I got a bunch of these yearly videos I have to watch for CE credits, but they're not really CE credits. They're just I just call it that because I have to do them. Alright, so here's my first crappy order. $5.75 for 7 miles, which just seems like a long way, but probably the first couple of it is to get to the place. I'm gonna go ahead and accept it, I guess, because I don't want to be delivering without getting any orders, so why not? And I don't want my acceptance rate to drop below 70 today. So I had a short acceptance window. I was barely even got up there. It was like at 2 when I clicked it. So took the first order. Felt a little pressure to get it just because I don't want to not have orders early on. Now I'll probably sit here waiting for this Pizza Hut to cook this pizza for like 30 minutes or something. But fingers crossed, maybe other people have already declined it and it came to me, so I just don't know. I do know that, pull on out there, lady. I hate these people that pull way out there and block the intersection so you can't turn in. So anyway. Alright, well, I am at the first place here, Pizza Hut, so I'm going to run inside and pick that up, so I will catch you on the other side. Alright guys, got everything taken care of there, and picked up the pizza. It's all bagged up in the warming bags or whatever you want to call them, and we're gonna head out. So had to take care of little extracurricular activities, so got everything squared away, and now head that way and see if we can't get some pizza and stuff delivered. So it is I don't know, I read somewhere earlier that it was only supposed to be up to like 70, 71 today, but it feels really good out here. It's a little breezy, but feels like low humidity, so that's always a positive. I do have some windows open here, so it could be a little loud. Anyway, so today's the short day. Yesterday we a pretty good day for a Monday, or at least a recent Monday where we broke $100, which was always the goal on the long days. We are going to take off on Thursday this week, so we won't be dashing Thursday night, so that cuts us out of a short day this week, and hopefully the rest of the days will get us up over our goal of 400 for the week. So anyway, couple of, I don't know, just want to think about like recaps of what we talked about yesterday. Yesterday was a long day, so we had two episodes for the channel. One is just a regular episode that starts at our normal time and goes till it gets dark, and then the second episode starts at dark, and it's we're just going to name that second episode every late day is Dashing in the Dark. So we're going to keep trucking along with the Dashing in the Dark. I just think it's kind of a funny deal. We're going to be petitioning to get Weird Al Yankovic to do as a cover song for Dashing in the Dark from Dancing in the Dark, and Weird Al can play a DoorDash where he's doing Dashing in the Dark. I just think that would be the funniest thing. I'm sure we could come up with some hilarious lyrics for that as well. So I haven't taken the time to sit down and start making any of my own, and I really can't even think of the lyrics from Dancing in the Dark. For some reason, I think that's the one where the video with Courtney Cox comes out onto the stage before she was ever on Friends, if I'm not mistaken, but maybe not. Maybe that was a different song, but I don't remember. It was a long time ago. I seem to be having some issues going on with this. What's going on with my hair today? No idea. I want to go straight. I don't want to turn, so I guess it would help if I paid attention to the GPS. I'm making assumptions. I know I can get where I'm going that way, but this thing says to go this way, so no need to have the blinker on back there. So we did have a top 5 list yesterday. That was top 5 of my, was yesterday, top 5 favorite ice cream flavors. So be sure and catch yesterday's episode. I think it was maybe episode, I don't know what episode it is because I haven't put it in the system yet. So it's still floating around out here on my phone, and started trying to get them downloaded, but I never made it that far. So I am in the process of uploading to YouTube. It's going on the desktop at the house before I left. Episode number 8. And I can't remember the title of it. I think that was the first Dashing in the Dark from last Friday night. So I started uploading that one. Was episode 8. So last night would have been episode 9 and 10. So when I get episode 9, then you'll be able to see what the top 5 favorite ice creams are. So I typically we have 2 ongoing segments in every day in the early part, not in the Dashing in the Dark, but in the early video it's always got at least 2 segments that are top 5, whatever top 5 list I come up with on the fly, and then a financial advice of the day. Not giving any professional advice. I don't make money from any of this stuff. I do have things that I've learned over the years that I wish I would have taken advantage of when I was a young 20-year-old or 22, 25, whatever, even 40-year-old. You know, I wish I would have taken advantage of some of the things that are out there, but you know, sometimes you just think you don't have the money, or you don't have the fortitude to do it because you think you've got to use that for something else. But I mean, there's going to be some dire straight situations out there where you can't, but for the most part, I feel like almost anybody should be able to do something to put back for their future. I really do believe if I had started when I was 25, I would have a lot more. Well, I know I would have a lot more money than I have now. But even if I was steady at it, and I can't remember the numbers I've plugged it in, is like $400,000+ if you put in like 40 years worth of $25 a week, and knowing full well that you could increase that at any time, which would only bump up the amount of money, or it would lessen the number of years before you made that amount of money, right? So I would just highly encourage everyone to take advantage of putting the money in. So that's I talk about that little bit of stuff. We've done that a few times and come up with a couple of different things. Last night was about credit cards, so be sure to look at episode 9 when you get a chance. It'll talk about not a overall comprehensive discussion about credit cards, but just one of my basic tenets associated with credit cards, and which, if you watch any other financial person that does any kind of financial YouTube videos or whatever, their big thing is to make sure that you do this one thing. It just makes sense. So check out video number 9 if you get a chance. We'll probably talking about it time and time again. But anyway, today, trying to figure out. I didn't make it to the grocery store today, so we're kind of limited on food. We've been trying to get groceries every couple of weeks, and then go through that stuff as best we can. There's always the crazy thing about it's like, what about all this food we have in the pantry that we never eat, So I need to really start focusing on that, because we have been eating all the stuff we've been getting for the most part every couple of weeks, and so trying to find things that are different. Some of the things that are in the pantry are maybe more time consuming, maybe they're more not carb friendly, so to speak, maybe. So just different things that, that kind of stuff. I'm trying to just watch what I eat a little bit better. Try to get in a little bit better shape, feel more comfortable. And I have over the last month. I think I mentioned this yesterday or day before, or last Friday, that I lost like 8 pounds or so towards the beginning of this little cycle of just tracking my calories and such. But I've kind of hit a little plateau there, which is okay because I'm down that weight. And I wasn't anywhere close to my all-time high, so that was, good as far as that goes. But I would like to get down a little bit lower. But I can tell a difference because, like, my shorts and pants are a little bit looser around the waist, and I have to, like, wear a belt. So I got a belt just specifically for vacation because, my goal is not to have to spend, hundreds of more dollars on clothes and have smaller size shorts when I could just put a belt on. So for me, that's an easy thing. But it is kind of nice to be able to say that, your clothes fit a little bit better now than what they did, a few weeks ago. It is aggravating, especially if you're in DoorDashing, when you're your hands are full, and then you feel like your pants are about to fall down because you didn't put a belt on that day. But it is what it is. I haven't dropped my pants yet, so fingers crossed that doesn't happen. But excuse me. So yeah, I'm gonna continue working on being healthier, and maybe I might have to break down and buy new clothes. But I think my shirts that I wear are probably gonna be okay. One time, I can't tell you how long ago, but it was a while back that I got down really, I got back down to, not back to what I was in high school, but this has probably had to be before I turned 50, because once I turned 50, it is hard to lose weight compared to what it was before. But I got down from, what was I probably dropped from 40 pounds. So yeah, close to 40 pounds. I don't know if it was all in one just continuous drop, but I got down from like 230, I think is my all-time high, and my all-time low that I remember anyway, at least when I'm trying, was like 189. And I was fighting at 189 to get, and I just never could get any lower than that. So 189 for me, at least when I think about what the numbers say that people are supposed to be in someone my height, and I'm like, there ain't no way I could get to 150, you know. I just can't imagine being 150 degrees, but it would be nice to be back in between 190 and 200. I don't know how nice it would be, but I feel like I would have to wear a belt every day if I was that light. So I'm within about 10 pounds of being 200 now. So we'll keep working on it. Hopefully get down to around 200 and then just stay there. But that staying there is not easy, especially going out to eat, because you go out to eat and you just want to finish your plate. And you hate eating stuff that you're like, I'm going out to eat, I don't want to eat stuff that I just fixed at home, you know? So it seems like I've been here before, but I don't know. This is different, or maybe I just came a different direction. Alright guys, I'm gonna pull up in here and I will be right back. Well, you gotta wonder if it was like some kids that made that delivery or what, or made that order, because there was a $5.75 DoorDash base pay with a $0 tip. So, but I accepted it. Anyway, I feel like that deserves a Cliff Bar from Cliff Bar macadamia. What is this? White chocolate macadamia nut. Yeah. So I am going to open this thing up, and then I'm going to figure out how do I get back to where I want to dash at. So that's the fun part. That is always the fun part. I really just don't know exactly where I am. Alright. That's not a commercial. But I do have an affiliate link that I might try to add to the comments below if anybody wants to buy some Cliff Bars from my affiliate link. That would be awesome. I don't know how the affiliate link works, but I'll figure it out, get it put out there, and then I've never had anyone purchase anything off an affiliate link, so I don't know how I would, I really just don't know. Maybe I get some small percentage, or it builds up in a bucket somehow, some way. But every little bit helps with the things that I want to do, and my hope is maybe I can, once I figure all this stuff out, we'll talk about it on this channel and let other people know how we did it, so we all can help each other out. So anyway, something to think about. That was really weird, because I came in this way, but when I got into the neighborhood, the GPS took me through the neighborhood around. Or did I even come this way? I don't know, maybe I didn't come this way. Maybe I'm losing it. I have no idea. Oh well. So all right. Get the bar going. We'll see. If we can make it back to town and get some more dashes going. So we got a whole $5.75 in the first 45 minutes. So somehow we're going to have to step it up. Somehow we are going to have to step it up. I don't know how to step it up. And that time, and probably within about 2 or 3 miles, so I can get at least 2 of them, maybe more, and done in an hour. But that's not always the case, so we'll take what we can get. Try to be smart about the ones we accept. That one right there took a little while to pick it up, took it a little while to deliver it, took a little while to get back into a dashing area, so being that it's only $5.75, it probably wasn't that smart. So, but I'm also trying to keep, it's a balancing act, right? To try to stay within the parameters of getting decent orders for where I live. I see a lot of people on Facebook say, don't play the game, don't worry about your AR, don't worry about your status or whatever they call it, gold, silver, platinum. Don't worry about that. You'll get orders. Don't worry about it. But for me, at least in my mind, and it may be a trick that DoorDash is playing, I don't feel like I get as good of orders when I'm not platinum. So there's that. So I'm going to do my best to stay platinum. I do want to look and see if my ratings have changed since yesterday. So my acceptance rate is 71, my completion rate 96. So I had a 95 and then it went up to 96 based upon yesterday. My customer rating is still 5.0, 170 deliveries in the last 30 days and 2450 as of yesterday. So not bad at all. Feel pretty good about that. So it's just that acceptance rate. If I drop a couple today, then it could drop me down below 70. So, and that might happen. I'm a little worried about that because I don't think I have anything scheduled for the rest of the week, so I may just go out and try to schedule some stuff for the rest of the week. Maybe I did schedule stuff, I can't remember. It seems like I might have and just skipped on Thursday because I knew I was going to be out on Thursday. So maybe I did schedule those things. But yeah, I want to do that kind of stuff and make sure that we take advantage of the time that I have. I did not hear a ding, but I just got a Cracker Barrel for 5.5 miles for $11. So I will accept the $11 for 5.5 miles. So, and we're almost to Cracker Barrel, so it may take a little while for them to get the order done, but we'll get it knocked out. Alright, so when we come back, we'll got a couple of hours left to go. We'll figure out our top 5 list of the day and get through those. I think I've already decided on what it's going to be, so we'll share with you what that is when we get this food back. So I will catch you in a minute. Alright, that didn't take all that long, so get in here, send them a little message saying I'm on the way. Ding, ding, ding. We are going to talk about them having I don't know. We'll go with one Montoya. And we will head that way. Directions, 13 minutes, 5 miles. Where is this going? Okay. That is back on this side of the freeway, but way back in the back. Alright. We will get there soon enough. Hey guys. You want to see a rolling advertise? I feel like I'm going to be a NASCAR driver doing this stuff. Here's my Lark water bottle. You see how big that thing is? It's freaking huge. It's about 34 ounces. Yeah, so there will be a link for that in the description as well. I bought that and the Cliff Bars all off of Amazon. I like the Lark bottle, especially the way that it drinks. I wouldn't get it just for that, but I talked a little bit about it last night. But I do like it. It does feel big because I'm used to a 20-ounce water bottle, a plastic one, and this is I don't know what it's aluminum on the inside, stainless aluminum, and it's got this black coat on the outside. Somehow it feels a little plastic, but I do know it has the stainless, and I think it has some type of insulation going on in there too, because I do know water stays cold for a good while. I'm not a big cold water drinker anyway, but I get the water out of the fridge and it stays cold most of the day, or is at least until I drink it. I've been trying to, drink more water, but I specifically got this one because it has this little deal in the top. I don't know if you can see that on there. It's probably not best that I'm showing this while you drive, but when you click it, I'll click the button right there and it will glow and kind of do a little breathing exercise. But on the inside of the bottle, it's shining a light in there that kills like 99.99% of all the bacteria that's in the water. So it's basically like a self-cleaning bottle, and it also comes with a straw that has a filter, that the filter lasts, I don't know, a month or two, and you can get replacements on the filters. I haven't started using the filter yet because I got the one with the filter just to take to foreign countries, because you don't always know, and even some places in the state you just either don't like the flavor of the water, or you don't want to take the chances that you're drinking whatever. And on top of that, I don't want to have to deal with all the plastic bottles, right? So disposing of all the plastic bottles is one thing, but purchasing the plastic bottles is another thing. So even though purchasing water here in the States, I know, is relatively cheap, I don't know how, if I go to Walmart, I can get a 32 pack or 36 pack of 20-ounce waters or something like that, and they're like $5, right? I don't know if they're going to be that cheap in other countries or not. I do know that if you go, they always say if you go to Mexico, don't drink the water, right? Don't even get ice in your drinks because you don't know about the ice even. So at least this, I can drink water and feel fairly safe about it. The filter doesn't do well. I'm sure it'll filter out any kind of bacteria in there as well, but the light kills the bacteria, and the filter filters out any like chlorine, any other metals in the water, lead, other like hard water. You won't, at least, I don't know, I haven't tested this, but this is what they say anyway, you won't get all that hard metal flavors that you get in some drinking water systems around, like even around the United States. I know when I go different places, the water tastes totally different, and I'm like, no, I can't drink that, I'm gonna buy bottled water. So, and then I'm spending, and I usually get it at convenience stores instead of at a grocery store, and therefore it just costs a lot more that way as well. So this holds 34 ounces, so even if you're on a long trip and I don't know if you're gonna drink, I mean, obviously if you're on this kick, but like me, I think I don't know, somewhere I've stuck with this logic that you drink 8 ounce glasses of water a day. I've heard it be different for different diets, or different people come out and say different things. I don't know. I've just kind of stuck with that for, I've heard it years ago and it's stuck in my brain. So with this, I only need to drink 34, and 34 is 68. So 2 bottles of that and I'm good. I got this and it's set over in the box for like 2 or 3 weeks before I actually got it out, but we did a practice run of packing a couple of weeks ago, so I dug it out and made sure it fit in my backpack and all that to go on this trip. And then after that, I cleaned it up and started drinking out of it and testing it out and stuff. So I can't really tell a difference with the water flavor when I run it through the ultralight, the I don't know what it's called, ultraviolet light or whatever it is that kills the bacteria. I haven't noticed any flavor differences, but I mean, I also only put water in there that comes out of my filtered refrigerator as well. So it tastes the same to me. Now I try to get other people, because some people, like, I personally like the water where I live and never have had any problems with it. Other people don't. So I just wonder if there is a difference. I wonder if I will be able to drink the water if in Portugal or in any other country. I do have people, or not, I don't know these people, but I follow them on YouTube and channels that, I follow people on YouTube that recommended this bottle, and they travel around the world and they use this bottle, and they say they got them primarily because they used to be, just go buy some bottled water, right? But then the expenses of the bottled water, especially when they are permanent residences, they don't have a permanent residence. They sold their house, they sold everything, and they have to live on a budget and travel around the world, which they do. And this one couple I follow, they spent, I think, like $30-something thousand for the whole year of 2024, and I can't tell you all the places they went, but they went to some amazing places. And so they break down what they spent of every month and every place that they stay and what the cost is. And I'm just like, I don't know, I have this deep desire to be able to do that and have the freedom to do that. So anyway, that's why they bought this bottle, so that they've seen, like when they went to Southeast Asia, and they just see how polluted it is, and they see hundreds of thousands of disposable water bottles just in, I'm sure it's in some places you go that it's just, I don't know, I can't imagine. It's like going to a dump, but it's like they're dumped off on the side of the road or something, I don't know. So, but they just didn't want to, they didn't want to be contributing to that problem. So And I kind of agree with that. I don't want to contribute to that. I don't want to have water bottles going everywhere and stuff like that. I don't even want to do it here at home. So I'm hoping that this 100, I don't know, it cost about $120, that filters your water, that kills the bacteria, that that hopefully it will pay for itself, especially if I was buying the water in bottled water. So anyway, we'll see. We will see. But I do like drinking out of it. Anyway, so enough about the Lark. That was a long commercial for the Lark, evidently, right? Sorry about that. I do like it. I wish that they had some older models that don't have all the features of this year. I like the color. I wish I would have got a blue one, but they didn't have blue. The best one that I liked of this year's colors was this black one. I'm not a big person that either wears black or likes black things, but sometimes you see colors and the colors are like, oh, that looks so cool, but I can only imagine that your flavors change or what your preferences will change, and then you're like, oh, I don't really like that after having it for 3 months, and you find out that you don't use it because of a color, which I know is ridiculous, but that is a real thing. So choosing black is okay. I wish I would have had, they have this deep dark blue one that I thought was really cool looking, but that was last year's version. So anyway, so I'll put a link down there if anybody wants to look at that or buy it. I'll be happy to share the link that I have on Amazon. And truthfully, you can get it at about the same price on the Lark website. And if you buy it through Amazon, you're getting it directly shipped from Lark anyway. So I just bought it through Amazon because if for whatever reason I didn't like it, then I could just take it back to Kohl's and wouldn't have to box it up and all that fun stuff. So that was the only reason I bought it through Amazon. I have not been this far back in this neighborhood. I don't see a number. Why can't you put a number on your house, people? And then you can't see it on the mailbox either. Ah, there it is. Okay. You have to drive past the driveway to see the number because it's kind of embedded on the front of their mailbox. Alright, so I'm here to deliver whatever all this Cracker Barrel. They bought enough to feed like a neighborhood, so I'll be right back. Okay, so DoorDash paid $4 with a $7 tip. Not too bad. $11 total. So I don't know. It says I'm still in the delivery area, but I'm surprised at that. So I won't be getting any orders till I get much closer into town. And I might have to push the directions to get there. It says 14 minutes to get back to town. So alright. Roll that window back down. It's a little warm in the car with the hat on. So 14 minutes to get back to town, so that gives us ample opportunity today to start our new top 5 list of the day. So today is going to be a, let's see, my top 5 chips. So top 5 chips. So typically if you think about chips, and I suppose everyone will eat plain chips if that's all they had. And I'm sure back in the day, that's when I was a kid, I don't know if they had all these flavors. You might have just got plain potato chips. You got plain, I remember having plain Pringles. Plain tortilla chips, right? Today they come in thousands and thousands of flavors. So I don't go testing out all the different flavors. Every once in a while I'll like, oh, well, I want to try that out or whatever, but very rarely do I do that. I have the set chips. For me, I'm not a big fan of potato chips. Now, with that being said, I probably still like some potato chips better than I like some crazy flavored Doritos or whatever. So, and I guess primarily I'm talking about chips that you can buy in a convenience store or the grocery store or whatever. Not homemade or kettle chips and stuff like that, which I think you can get some like Miss Vicky's kettle chips. Yeah, those are okay. I probably don't like them as much. Just, I don't know. They're okay. They're really hard and crunchy sometimes. But like, sometimes like the jalapeno flavor ones are good. I'll get those if I go to like tropical smoothie or something. But anyway, my top 5. So again, I'm just winging this and haven't thought about ordering them yet. I just came up with what we're gonna do a top 5 list on. I do, just like almost anything, have favorites already, and I probably know my top 1 or 2 that are my go-tos that I will get every single time. But after that, to include in a top 5 is where it gets a little dicey. So I'm thinking of like Pringles with some flavors in there, some Lay's potato chips, Funyuns or something that are out there. Funyuns. What else is there? There's Ruffles. I can't remember ever buying. Surely I have somewhere along the way, but those Ruffles are really thick potato chips, and I just don't. They wouldn't make my honorable mention unless someone showed me a super flavor that I just like couldn't get enough of. And then there's all the cheese puff kind of stuff. Cheetos, cheese, I don't even know. Cheese puffs, cheese balls, I don't know. Are those chips? Maybe. I mean, just like Funyuns, not really a chip, but still considered in the chip aisle. I have never been a fan of Cheetos. My kids love them. I'm just not a fan of Cheetos. Any kind, whether it's the crunchy kind or the puff kind. I don't know what else is there out there. Obviously, there's a lot of different kinds of chips, a lot of different brands. Some that try to say they're healthier than others, like some blue corn chips. I've been known to get those on occasion. I don't know that they're any healthier. I don't know. I don't think they are. They might try to sell it that way, but I just don't think they are. They're not, to me, not near as good as some of the others. But if you get them, then you're getting them because of the quote-unquote health benefits, or the not as bad as the other one benefit. Anyway, so let me think. I really think that I feel like I probably have a 5. I feel like I probably have a top 5. And some of these, I don't buy chips as much anymore. And the ones that I do, I get because I get them to eat with other stuff, like taco salad, and we'll just put chips in there, or we're making some kind of dip or something, and we'll use like Tostitos scoops. I'm not a big fan of Fritos. They're just too thick, and I don't know. I will eat them if someone puts them in front of me, but I don't buy them. I used to. I will say that Fritos with Fritos bean dip is good. But yeah, I don't buy that. I don't buy them anymore. The chips that I get for myself are always those Tostitos scoops. If I go to a Mexican restaurant and eating some Mexican style tortillas with salsa and cheese dip, then the bowl is always empty at the end. But I don't get, so I'm kind of talking about chips that I would get just to eat the chips. So not for scooping, not for eating other things. So my top 5. So I'm gonna break it down. I think, and I've included some non-corn chips because I prefer corn chips, but I feel like yeah, I've got some non-corn chip ones in the list here. They're not in the top 2, I promise you that, but if I was gonna buy some, then these are the ones that I go with. So here's this is tough, but I'm gonna say that number 5. Let me make sure my ringer is on so I can hear all the DoorDashers. Okay, so number 5 is going to be, I'm going to go with a, this is kind of interesting. I do like these chips better. I was thinking about Miss Vicky's when I said Miss Vicky's and the jalapeno chips earlier. I do like those with the flavor and everything, but I'm going to have to put those as just a regular honorable mention. I don't know if kettle chips are better for you or not. Maybe, but I don't know why. Maybe because they might not have as many of the all the crap that Lay's probably puts in their chips, but that's what makes them so good, right? So I'm gonna go with number 5 is just a straight up barbecue Lay's potato chip. They probably got 10 different flavors of barbecue, but just if they got hickory barbecue, I will go with hickory barbecue Lay's or just regular barbecue Lay's potato chips. I can eat those, even though I don't like potato chips as much, I can eat a whole bag of those things. And not the little bags, like the family size. I could just eat them. So, number 5, Lay's barbecue chips. Nothing wrong with those. Number 4, I'm gonna go with, I did mention this earlier, I'm gonna go with and I don't ever get these, which is frustrating because they are really good. Every once in a while on a road trip, but 9 times out of 10 when I get chips on a road trip, it's always my number 1 or number 2. But anyway, okay. I hate these things. I'm gonna go ahead and accept it. It's $5.75 for 3.1 miles. I'm gonna cut through a business to get to the back side and accept it. So I hate doing that, but we're gonna do it just to keep my numbers up. I'm at $16.75 through an hour, almost an hour and a half, and this will put me at $20 in 2 hours. So we're well on our way to our $10 an hour average for a Tuesday night, which really does suck. Now, where is this place? I probably didn't want to come this way, but I will. I could have cut through the parking lot there. Oh well. So that's number 5, barbecue lays. Number 4, I'm gonna say, are Funyuns. And I feel disappointed that I never get them. I primarily get the barbecue lays for my kid, not for myself, but then I end up eating most all of them. So anyway, so number 4, Funyuns. I think they're fun, right? They taste good. I don't know. I will say this, a bag will do you, right? Just one of those grab bags is plenty, and after that, you probably got your crave out of the way. But I do like them. So I will come back to this list when I pick up this food, so we'll catch you on the other side. Okay, we are back. I gotta figure out where I'm going. Alright. Alright, so wow, this video is already 56 minutes long. I mean, it's way too much driving and not enough picking up and delivering. Granted, I've been in the car for almost an hour and a half now, so it's gonna be a dicey turn here, but we'll figure it out. So back to our top 5 list for today. So number 5 was Hickory barbecue lays. Number 4, Funyuns. Do they have different flavors of Funyuns? I do not know. Hopefully not, but maybe. And I will say that all of these newfangled flavors of different kinds of chips, like Takis and things like that, I have no idea what they are. They seem to be the in thing with certain age groups or something. I don't know, but I've never eaten them. So, I maybe someday, but for whatever reason, my kids have never eaten them. If they have, they never brought them to my house, and I never bought them for them. So anyway, so I don't get any of that kind of stuff. So back to regular kind of chips though. So that was the number 4 or number 5, number 4. Number 3 on my list is going to have to be sour cream and onion Pringles. There's just something about those chips right there that are delicious, and yeah, I can eat. You hear me saying I can eat a whole bag, I can eat a whole thing. Yeah, it's sad but true. If I was left to my own devices and no one was there to watch over me, I would probably eat a whole sleeve of those sour cream and onion Pringles, and therefore they come in at number 3. So that leads us to our top 2. And these kind of go back and forth, and I really don't remember when my number 2 is. I don't remember when they come into play. I remember as a kid having, at least as a teenager, they had my number 1s around, but number 2 came later, and I really don't know when. It might be some things that we look at here in a little bit, but I don't have a clue when these came out. But we may ask Google in a minute. So my number 2 is going to be Doritos, and they are the Cool Ranch Doritos. So there's just something about that flavor that to me is really good. And I know it's been around for a long time, but Cool Ranch Doritos, I can eat those. The beautiful thing about any of these chips is there's no dip required because they are coated in a powder that has the dip with them. So, great for eating in the car, right? I do like those Cheetos commercials, even though I don't like Cheetos, that, you know, they get caught red-handed with orange fingers and leaving orange fingers all over, tracks all over the house or whatever. So it is kind of funny in that regard. So yeah, number 2, Cool Ranch Doritos. So here I'm going to ask Google. Okay, Google, when did Cool Ranch Doritos come out? They're thinking about it.
Cool Ranch Doritos were introduced in 1986. Here are some additional details about Cool Ranch Doritos. They are considered the first ranch-flavored snack. Initially, the flavor might have been called Cooler Ranch before being simplified to Cool Ranch in the 1990s. Outside of the United States, UK, they are sold as Cool Original, and in other parts of Europe, it is less common in those regions. In 2021, Doritos released a Flamin' Hot Cool Ranch variety, combining the classic flavor with a spicy kick. Cool Ranch remains a popular Doritos flavor and is recognizable by its blue packaging. Doritos has a long history of introducing various flavors since the original plain tortilla chips were sold in 1966. The first flavored Dorito was taco in 1967, followed by the very popular nacho cheese in 1972. Cool Ranch was a significant addition in the 1980s, and since then...
So 1980, what did it say, 85 or 86? And so yeah, I was still in high school then, so maybe I do remember them briefly in high school, but that was the last, I graduated in 87, so it would have been right around my senior year that those things came out. So yeah, it's been a good long while. So sorry, we just had police come flying past us on this 1-2 lane road, so everybody's trying to squeeze over and let them go down the middle. But anyway, so Cool Ranch is number 2, and then I'm gonna say the original, we just heard them mention it in there, is, or not the original, but the one that I vote for my favorite of all time chip is nacho cheese. So some nacho cheese Doritos, to me, the great grab and go snack, easy to eat them in the car. So yeah, I eat them every once in a while I'm dashing. So yeah, anyway, so that, and I think they said that the nacho cheese ones came out in 1972, which is kind of crazy. So anyway, alright, so I found this house. I'm gonna get out of here, so I'll recap my top 5 when we get back, and we'll be back in a minute. Alright, so $5.75, $2.75 DoorDash pay, and a $3 tip. So that was nice. So let's get back out there and see what we can come up with. Alright, it is, I'm down to about an hour and 15 minutes, and we have just got over the $20 mark at $22.50. So that means in the next hour and 15 minutes, I would like to have 2750. So that's gonna be tough to do. But it can be done, I know that. Ideally, it would be done in one order, but you know, that might not happen. That might not happen. So, recap of my top 5 chips of all time. Number 5, hickory smoked or hickory barbecue Dorito, hickory barbecue Lay's. Lay's hickory barbecue, however you want to say it. Then number 4 would be Funyuns. Number 3, sour cream and onion Pringles. Number 2, Cool Ranch Doritos, and number 1, nacho cheese Doritos. So can't go wrong with those things. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. Give me your top 5. Tell me where I went wrong. So there is no wrong answer as far as I'm concerned, unless you put any flavor of Cheetos on there. So that's the only wrong answer. So anyway, just trying to have fun, enjoy my time. It gets sometimes it gets boring out here dashing. I do since I started this, I haven't been listening to books while I'm dashing, so that is not as easy to do, because you're listening to a book, you got to pause it to do a lot of stuff like getting in and out of the car and all that fun stuff. So it's a pain doing all that. It's listening to music, I get tired of that. I do sometimes, but it's rare. Listening to like sports games and things like that, I do that from time to time. And I wonder, because I think the Razorback baseball team is playing tonight, maybe. I wonder if that's on the radio.
Let's see what happens. I've looked at it. Okay, thank you.
No, it hasn't started yet. It sounds like it's about to start. So, anyway. So I was gonna check real quick while I'm sitting at a stoplight. I know last night when I was dashing in the dark, I was inside this little hibachi restaurant, and there was a girl in there. I just started talking to her, a young girl, and she was like, "I've been dashing for a year," and so I was like, "How many dashes you got?" And I took over and pulled it up on my phone and showed her how many that I had, and she's like, "Oh, I only have like 91." And I'm like, "Oh, well, yeah, that's you've been dashing a year and you only got 91 dashes. That's not really dashing, right?" But anyway, that's what she told me. She had 91 dashes. So I cannot see on my screen because it's too bright out here. Oh, it looks like. So I told her about my channel, and she went and subscribed. So now I have 4 subscribers. Woohoo! So 4 subscribers, and I'm very happy about that. And I can promise you at least 3 of them are not me. So anyway, alright, sounds like we have another order opportunity that I will not be delivering. Oh, it is a cash order, so maybe I will. So it's a cash order from Papa John's. It's $3.75 from DoorDash, and then whatever I get paid as a tip. So I'm going to accept it and head that way. Start the order. It's $35.99. So I might only get a $4 tip if they hand me a $4 or $40. If they hand me $40, so $4. So maybe they'll give me a little bit more. But at least it's $7 to cover the mileage, and we'll go from there. And today is Tuesday, and I didn't look to see it. I mean, I know I get paid from DoorDash on Tuesdays, but I didn't notice it in my deposit, so I'm sure it's there. So it's a little discouraging because last week I got a lot of cash deliveries and it took away from my deposits, so my deposits look pretty weak, and my cash deliveries end up going into I just sit on them at the house or whatever, and they don't ever make it to my bank account, and whereas the deposits go to my bank account where I end up spending them on bills and things. So I need to find a way to get over to the bank and deposit some cash. So anyway, but yeah, so I don't know. I know it was roughly a $200 week as far as, so I made $450, and I know I had $50 in cash tips, maybe 50, yeah, probably $50 in cash tips, and so that would have been $250 that was handed to me in cash last week, which is kind of surprising, because that's a lot of cash in 1 week. So here's going to be at least 40, and maybe they'll give me a little bit more, but and maybe they won't give me 40. Maybe they'll give me $35.90 or no, $34.99, which is what the ticket said. So the only thing I don't like about these cash tickets is that I can't interact with the customer until I have marked that I picked up the food. And I don't like that because I normally go in and try to start the interaction early to entice them to tip more or something, right? So don't know. We'll see what happens, but maybe it'll be a good one. All right, I'm gonna pause this. We're here, so maybe if we go inside, it will encourage them to get that pizza started faster. All right, so finally got everything all picked up. These cash ones are different, so this is my first interaction with this person, and they always have text messages only, so I can't remember the name now. Okay, so let's see. And directions, 12 minutes, 6 miles. It says to go across the freeway. Okay, I'm just gonna go this back way because I don't like going across the freeway here. It's easier to go down than across at a an intersection with no stoplights. Alright, so 1 hour and 14 minutes. It took me a good while to pick that one up, so it's going to take a little while to get it delivered. So anyway, it's going to take me 14 minutes to get it delivered, 13. I'm going to roll this window down because the sun is hitting right there. Alright. Okay, so 12 minutes to go. We're gonna have a quick conversation. I don't know how quick it's gonna be. I got an hour left, right? So it's gonna be a discussion about our financial advice. So my financial advice for today is, no matter what age you are, figure out how to set up all of your expenses on automatic payment. So how do we do that? Right? I can tell you that back in the day, when you had to sit down at your desk or at your dinner table or whatever and break out your checkbook, and how you would write out checks for your electric bill, for your water bill, for your mortgage, for your rent, for your car payment, for everything, and you would have to mail stuff in or go drop it off in drop boxes around town and stuff like that. Those days are gone, right? I don't have to do that. And truthfully, people still do that today, and it boggles my mind. And even if it's an electronic payment, they still sit down on their phone and make those payments to those individual companies all the time. And this is what I don't like about it, right? Is it takes away from your time to have to set aside to do all of that. So there's two aspects to doing this: is some just freedom, right? To not have to dedicate time to do this thing. So there's one very beneficial thing to doing this. Now, how? And there's more than one, but if you set it up automatically, you don't have to worry about overdrafts or not paying it on time. I guess not overdrafts, but not paying it on time and stuff. So what does it take to get it set up, right? So different accounts require different methods of setting it up. Sometimes even like, I don't know which one it is, maybe my phone bill through Verizon. They recently said, hey, if you're gonna pay on your credit card, we're gonna charge you an extra fee that was just ridiculous. And I was like, well, I'm not about paying any extra fees, right? So I switched it over to doing, and I had it set up perfect for years, paying on my credit card. But then when they came out with that news, and I was like, okay, I will ACH it. So they said you can ACH it, or you can get the Verizon credit card and pay it on that. I don't want a Verizon credit card, so I didn't get a Verizon credit card. So I set up ACH, so they deposited, or they withdraw it directly out of my checking or savings account, whatever I set up. And so it's still the same process, but I don't have that buffer to where it got paid on this day via my credit card, but I don't have to pay my credit card until, some days later. So anyway, whatever works in that regard. But so number one, you got to set it up. ACH, credit card payment. However, remember, if it's a credit card payment, make sure you pay that credit card off at the end of every billing cycle. That's the thing we talked about last night or yesterday's in yesterday's video, so be sure and catch that. But the other aspect of getting your bills set up with automatic payments is that you gotta have cash in your account. So whatever account you're having your money come out of, and that's what I do like with the credit card, is that you don't have to have cash on hand, but you do have to be able to pay that credit card off at the end of the month. So make sure that you're not overextending yourself with these subscriptions and things like that, so that you don't have enough money to pay for everything at the end of the month. So how do we get to the point where we have enough money to pay our bills without having overdraft fees and it's surprising us, like, oh, I wasn't expecting that bill to come out on this date? Well, number one, you can set up with the people who do the drafts and the payments to say, hey, I want to schedule this to come out on like right after my pay period every month. So if you get paid twice a month, like on the 15th and the end of the month, or the 1st and the 15th, or if you're like me, I get paid every other week, so it's always moving around. It's every other Friday, So some weeks it might be the first, or some months it might be the first and the third. The other months it might be the second and fourth. And those beautiful ones where there's five Fridays in a month, then I get a third paycheck during that month. So, but how do we get that set up? So number one is save your money and get at least 2 months worth of bills saved up in your account, that money that you constantly replenish, right? You're constantly letting that money just flow in from your job and flow into your accounts that you pay your bills out of, and then that way you won't have to worry about having any overdraft fees of it drafting out of your account when you are low on money. So if you can do that, then you can save yourself lots of time and hassle and having to, like, oh, I gotta go and do this. I gotta, for me, I hate the idea of having to sit down and pay my bills again. Because I remember having to do that, and it was just miserable, because then you gotta write out all those checks, or you gotta sit there and make the payments on your phone or whatever. And I just was like, no, I don't want to have to do that. It takes too much time of my day, or whatever it is. I just don't want to do that. So that's my financial advice today. Get to a place, and it might take a month or two. It might take 6 months before you save up that amount of money to where you have a cushion, right? So that you don't have to worry about getting any overdraft fees. But once you get there and you sustain it, you'll be looking back at this video and you'll like, I need to send him a comment and thank him for that advice, because to me it just saves a lot of time and effort, and it gets it all on a cycle. So what happens is that if you don't have it on this cycle, periodically you may forget to pay something, right? So, oh great, I'm just hitting the train, right, as the warning things, or the whatever, the arms or whatever they're called, are coming down. So yay for me. So I will send the customer a note to say, hey, and there's a train. So ... So anyway, that's my financial advice for today's video. Figure out a way to set up automatic transactions so you don't have to worry about them, that they come out automatically, and you don't have to worry about missing one, getting late payments. They all will come out automatically, and then you can just here comes a guy asking for money or something, so he's taking the opportunity to stop at people when they're trained. So hold on. I just wonder if he takes the opportunity to come out here every time the train goes by, because he's got a car parked over here and he just kind of walked out. He's like, could you help with $1 and some change? So he may be one of those guys that really does need it. But I go through this time and time again where I'm like debate with myself, but I also know that when people give panhandlers money, it's the reason they're there. It's, so there's other resources that people can take advantage of, that they don't have to sit on street corners and ask for money. And the people that do give that money perpetuates the fact that they're still on the corner, instead of reaching out to people that want to help them. Because the vast majority of the people that do that, obviously they need help somehow, some way. They could be homeless, so they could just be, this is how they make money, this is what they do, and they're driving a Cadillac that's parked around the corner, but they're sitting on the street with torn up clothes and has a sign that says, you know, whatever it says. But anyway, so enough about that. Back to my financial thing, but I just think for me it's been a load off my shoulders. Sometimes I do have to do a little balancing act with money and stuff if I've got like a unexpected big bill or something like that that's coming out. But for the most part, once you get there and you realize, oh, I can do that without having to mess with this every single month, or however many times you have to pay the bills every month. The only two things that I'm thinking of anyway, that I have to sit down and send the payments are, I have 2 credit cards. One credit card is American Express, and then I have another credit card that certain, like my water bill won't take American Express. There's certain, like when I go to the movies or something, I'll use have to use my MasterCard or Visa or whatever, because that movie theater doesn't take American Express. So I have 2 bills every month that I have to manually pay, and that's my credit card bills, which are simple, and I try to do them both at the same time at the end of the month. And I may have to move money around from one account to another to get enough money in one account to be able to pay the thing off, but otherwise that's the only 2 I have to do. So it's just it is frustrating for me to have to even think about sitting down and doing all that stuff. I don't want to do that. I don't want to waste. I feel like it's a total waste of time. So everyone ought to be able to handle doing those things. And I just missed my turn. So fortunately, there's another road I can take that will get me there. All right. And look, they live on this road anyway. That's interesting. Some new house is going up out here. So, Finance 101, just tips that I use. Well, where is this house? So there's a little driveway that goes straight, but it looks like it turns to the house, and this house is over this way, so. Alright. I don't know how this works. Let's see these people's address. Number 13. Okay. I hate it when they put the mailboxes. Oh, they got a big 13 up above their door, so that's good. They put the mailboxes across the street. Oh, they got a little Mazda. I don't know what that car is called, but it's a 2-door little Mazda. What is the R? It used to be like an RX-7. I don't know what they call them anymore, but it's kind of cool looking. It's red with a convertible. Alright, I will be back. Okay, so just as I expected, they handed me $40, so I will say completed and confirmed. $3.75 plus $4 tip, so $7.75. Although this app won't show it that way, puts me up to $26.25, which is $30. So okay, now I need to go to my Simplify app and register that I received some cash. So for all my budgeting needs, open it up to transactions, hit the plus button. Who's the payee? Just mark it as DoorDash. How much money? Plus 25, so it looks like it's income. What account? Into my cash account. And the category is DoorDash income. And create, and now there's an entry in there that tracks it. So that's easy enough. Alright, now get back into town. I hate doing this. Alright, I'm gonna pause y'all one more time, make sure that I got kids that are supposed to go to the grocery store for me, so hold on. Alright, back to the dash. Sorry about that, and we will. Oh, so now I gotta go to the grocery store. In addition to, you know what? I just might run into a Dollar General real quick and grab that while I'm here. And probably try not to have a wreck here. So, alright, I'm gonna run into Dollar General and get me some cheese to make some pizza flatbreads, and I will be back. Alright, so back to driving towards town. I did get one offer while I was in there for some ridiculous low amount of money for a really long delivery time. So I declined it. I don't even know where. Well, I bet I know where that little Caesars is, but yeah, it was a long ways away for like $5. So I'm looking for behemoth orders. Now it did knock me to 70% on my AR, which sucks, but it is what it is. So hopefully I won't get any more crap orders and feel inclined to take them. Let's look real quick at my schedule. So tomorrow I am not scheduled. So let's see if I can put myself on the schedule just in case. Okay. Create a schedule tomorrow. Friday. Create a schedule. So schedule it while you are platinum, and then that way, if I wasn't platinum, I wouldn't have this full day choices in there, I promise you. Alright. So I got a couple days scheduled there. And we're right there. That time of the day, the sun gets right in your eyes. Alright, so I'm probably going to try to get one more order. At least get up over $30 for today. Which really does stink. For 3 hours at $30. So right now I'm sitting at $10 an hour, or a little bit less because probably less than that right now. So much for getting out here on a Tuesday night. What the have I've only had 3 deliveries, I think. Maybe. Well, I've had to have more than that to have $26. Well, I'm right at $30 with that tip. So maybe that's 4 deliveries. Deliveries for $26 for $30. I know last night it was pretty slow until later on, and it turned out to be alright. But this tonight is slower. Yeah, actually, yesterday started out pretty good because I got one decent order, which kind of got me off to a good start, and it slowed down a little bit, but then I just kind of steadied it out throughout the night. So we'll see what happens. You can't force the big ones, right? What happens when you freelance. You're like, I gotta get money in the door. I don't want to take a chance on taking the small orders, and I'll miss the big orders. Then when there are no big orders that night, you don't get anything. It's a delicate balance. But we're gonna fix some stuff at the house, and I'm really debating on whether just to pile everybody up in the house and go get waffles at the Waffle House. And then at the last second, I get a 11 plus order for 4 miles that I will accept. I will probably make this my last delivery. Pause orders after the delivery. Because most likely this order, I just got it and I'm right up the street from a restaurant, and they will not have this order ready when I get there. It will probably take a good 10 minutes of sitting inside there waiting on it, and it's going to take about 10 minutes to deliver, and by that time it'll be time for me to go to the house. So anyway, but 11 plus, maybe we'll turn it into a $20 order, which should make $50 for the night, or maybe it'll be $11.50. Either way, it's going to be over $40 for the night, and I'm okay with the fact that I was sitting at 30 with 20 minutes to go. Yeah, I think it is a lot less humid, because when it's not humid, I get thirsty, and so I'm feeling thirsty right now. So that just to me means that the humidity levels are down. back. Alright, we are back. Just looking at the instructions a little bit here. We are, I don't know, this one isn't, oh, it's on the other side of the freeway, it looks like. But it says gray 2-story on the corner, ring the bell. So, most of them say do not ring the bell. So, it's good that I looked at that. Alright, let's see. I don't know, maybe it's not a, oh, it is across the freeway. Okay. Let's see, we can go the back way. We can go the back way. Alright, sounds like the Razorbacks are playing already. Please don't hit me while I pull out. Okay, I'm gonna roll the window down. This one is 8 minutes away. And keep our fingers crossed on the plus button for the 11 plus. Let's see if we can do some fancy talking and get this person to increase the tip. I don't know how that stuff works. If they, when it has the plus sign on there, this thing is taking me some crazy ways, so it's trying to take me straight, go through a neighborhood, come back around a big loop to get back to wherever I am, just to turn right. So we're going to bypass all that, and then it's going to realize, oh, okay, yeah, I guess you can go that way, and it dropped 3 minutes off the delivery time. So one piece of advice, and it's not a requirement to DoorDash. So if you're thinking about DoorDash and you're just not sure about it, try it out, right? One thing I can tell you is that GPS is a lifesaver in this stuff, and obviously you can't do it without it. But you will learn a lot more about the area that you live in and being able to maneuver around in places close to where you live, if you're dashing close to where you live anyway. I've found so many other neighborhoods I never knew existed around here. But the beautiful thing about DoorDash is that it just allows you to get out there and make your own money on your own time. They pay you on, if you set it up the way I did, you can set up and get a credit card or something. I don't know how it works. They either a debit card or a credit card, I don't know, but I just set it up to be able to them to pay me direct deposit on Tuesdays. Keep in mind it is 1099 money, so you need to track your mileage. If you track your mileage, I promise you, you will not have to pay taxes on it. I had, I don't remember how many. I had like maybe 15. I had more in mileage than I had in taxes. So if that tells you anything. So, or that I had in earnings. So, keep track of your mileage, and you won't have to pay taxes. Now, granted, if you take lowball orders for long amounts of miles, then you got to think that at the end of the day, you're coming out somewhat in the negative, because if you're gonna pay to maintain your vehicle and fill up your car with gas and that and another, well, it costs money to have a car to be able to dash in, right? And there is some wear and tear on vehicles, so I spent money last year on a car that a lot of the wear and tear came because of the door dashing, and so I still have that car sitting in my driveway. It's somewhat repaired, but I need to get a few more things done to it. Probably do that this summer to get it repaired and taken care of, and try to sell it to get some of the money back that I spent on paying for the repairs to it. But also I'm just sitting on it because I got tags on it. It's currently insured, so I'm paying for insurance on it. Not paying much because it's, I mean, I shouldn't even pay anything on it because it's not leaving the driveway, so it'd be hard to wreck somebody with that car and insurance pay for it when it's sitting in my driveway. But it is insured right now, so that's okay. But yeah, I don't know. It'll fly. I'll eventually figure out a way to get rid of it. Hopefully I get more out of it than what I paid for the repairs, but I might not. I don't know. We'll see. I don't remember what I paid for that thing, but just like anything, you pay for things and you use it till it's used up, or maybe sometimes if you're lucky you sell it and you get some of that money back. In the case of this Mini Cooper, fingers crossed I get some of the money back that I paid for it and paid to have it repaired, but no guarantees. Alright, so I am almost to this house, so I don't know where it is though. It's down there. Okay. Alright. This is definitely going to be my last order, so I'm going to pause it here, deliver this stuff, and I'll be right back. Alright, so he was already standing out there waiting, so I will send him a quick message because I don't know if I can afterwards, but thank you, enjoy, which is what I told him in person, so you know, and then I'll send a meme that says it's been delivered. Continue. Handed order to customer. Confirm. And $13.50. So it was $11. It turned out to be $13.50. So $3.50 for DoorDash pay. $10 tip. $13.50 total. I'm gonna end the dash. Yeah, I'm good with the end of that. Oh, and it didn't tell me how much I made today, so let's go back to my earnings and close out this one for the day. So $39.95 plus a $4 cash tip, so that's roughly $44. So 2 hours and 56 minutes, 5 deliveries. So overall, didn't get the goal on either the $10 delivery, $10 per delivery. Missed it by about $6. Also on the $20 an hour, missed it by $16. So yeah, it is what it is. So some days are better than others, and this is just one of those days. So but we'll be back at it tomorrow, and tomorrow will be a long night, so I look forward to that. Also the Dashing in the Dark episode tomorrow night, so be sure and get out there, check out my other videos, and I appreciate your patronage. If you see anything in the links that you can click on, if not, click on if you're interested in the Lark bottle or maybe some Cliff bars or some other things that I might put in there, feel free to check them out. I would appreciate it. So hope y'all have a great night. Talk to you later. Bye.